Guys, welcome back to Alter Curated. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 5 habits I incorporated into my lifestyle and my daily practices that allow me to keep a centered, stable, and grounded inner peace. And that inner peace is very important to my life. It's something I've cultivated across 3 years of my life, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade it if there was a zombie apocalypse and I was told to evacuate the house. No, I would just figure shit out and do it my way. So, this is life lessons from a person who is too discerning, too avoidant, and too much of a haughty and having fun. Because anything that does not contribute to me having fun or being hurt is a goner. Like it's gone. And I will leave the second I'm not enjoying myself. Next habit is practicing restrictions and practicing frugality in every aspect of your life. So, if you want to give your time, energy, and resources to a hobby, you have to first decide whether it's worth your time, energy, and your resources. If you have evaluated that and reached that checkpoint of, oh, it is actually worth my time, energy, and resources, only then will you engage with the hobby or the person or the place or the environment that is asking for your attention. Because people will ask for your attention a lot of the times. They will bargain for your time, energy, resources, your attention. And you have to first center your mind in the fact that do I need to engage with this? Is this worth my time? Is this worth my attention? And then only will you proceed to engage with it or not engage with it. If you're not connected to your intuition and you're constantly overcome by fear and you have the nervous system of a prey being hunted for sport by a wild animal, this is not going to work. You have to be able to have self awareness, discern, and connect with yourself. If you don't have discernment or critical thinking skills, this is not for you. I'm talking to people who match my freak. I'm talking to people with the same IQ level as me and in the same wavelength as me. And if you do practice frugality in every aspect of life, it is not gonna hinder you in any capacity. I feel like practicing frugality for me is like connecting with myself and first deciphering the fact that whether the task at hand or the person at hand is worth my time, energy, resources, and attention. And if they are, I will connect with them. If they're not, I will not engage in any capacity, whether it be any given scenario. And the next habit I am gonna talk about is going to be connecting with myself and having boredom. So connecting with yourself is a very important aspect that does tie into the back into the first habit point. And if you don't have a connection with yourself, if you don't have a stable relationship with yourself, if your relationship with yourself is only based on giving into the whims of your inner child, it's not going to work. We have an inner teen, we have an inner parent, and you're going to have to impose discipline on that inner child who wants to run the show. If you don't have discipline, you don't have anything, and you have to be able to connect with yourself and have a relationship with yourself that is more than giving into the whims of this person who wants to doom scroll all day and bed rot all day and kind of procrastinate on task and give their time and energy to all the wrong places. We have to negotiate with that part of ourselves and give us the right balance of inner parenting and inner child whimsy. And if you're in a chronic state of dysregulation, you may not even realize that what you're devoting your time to is the wrong asset and is not is actually a liability. So you need to start working on healing and actually connect to yourself to be able to have a relationship with yourself that's based on both trust and discipline. The trust of surrender to be able to surrender to rest when you need to, and the discipline of not letting rest take over the entire day, right? And there is an importance in not over consuming things. So, overconsumption of any capacity, you don't overeat, you don't overindulge in spending on unnecessary things, you don't over doom scroll. You don't spend your time on things more than they're necessary and required. That requires constant de-evaluation of the task at hand. And we also have to, by the next habit, constantly rewrite our subconscious mind. If we harbor secret animosity towards ourselves or others or life or the universe, if we harbor secret beliefs about ourselves that mean that we're not loved or we're unworthy, we're not going to be able to function in life in the most optimal way. That means your life choices are just being dictated by fear. You have to, first and foremost, for the ability of discernment to develop, you have to first and foremost be able to protect yourself from your own bad choices in life, and second, be able to protect yourself from others' bad choices in life. And only then will you be able to gauge people's intentions. And to study and read people is also a great asset. It's never going to be a liability to background check or vet people who come into your life, and kind of gauge their ability to. Uh, you have to study and read them basically, and gauge their ability to be resourceful to you. It doesn't mean it has to be a transactional relationship, but you have to make sure that they're worth your time basically, because your time is money and it's energy, and you're devoting your money and time and resources and attention, and you have to treat that like a prize. You have to treat that like a privilege. Your time is not flippant, it's not casual. Your time is worth every bit of your life because you don't want to waste your life. You have to build confidence, and for that you have to check certain checkpoints. So those checkpoints are good 8 hours of sleep, hydration, taking care of your body, your mind, your spirit, and all of this is done and connecting with yourself, and also like discerning, protecting your energy basically, and also being open minded and attracting opportunities and having critical thinking skills. So these are the pillars that I define as having confidence. And if you are not prioritizing either of those things I listed above, you are not going to be able to function in the most optimal way, because let's say you don't prioritize taking care of your body. Your diet dictates so many aspects of your life. It dictates your hormones, your ability to function properly on a neuroscientific physiological level. If you don't prioritize sleep, you're gonna crash out basically. It causes irritability. It's promoted by a study. It causes irritability if you don't have enough sleep and are functioning on sleep deprivation. If you don't take care of your mind, body, and spirit, and your emotional body, your constant need to reprocess and reanalyze, reevaluate, rewrite, and think critically and protect your energy, you are not going to be able to discern people's intentions with you. And those habits are crucial to my well-being, and they can be crucial to your well-being as well. So the personal growth and development aspect is that you have to constantly reassess whether your beliefs align with the quality of life you desire. You have to constantly reassess whether your beliefs are conducive to the growth or the victim mindset you are curating for yourself. Life is a curation of mindsets, beliefs, and habits. You don't have to subscribe to a belief that is not beneficial. Even if it feels true to you, if it's not beneficial, you don't have to subscribe to that belief. And I believe beliefs can be changed no matter how deep rooted they are. And energy hygiene and protection is another habit I incorporate into my life. I basically read people, I vet them, I do background checks on them like I'm some company CEO or something, and I have to hire them. And I observe them a lot, I study them a lot, and create a resume in my head about their traits and how they navigate through the world. And I see whether that's in alignment with my goals and whether I'm genuinely curious and interested to get to know them. And if it is in alignment, they're a friend. If it's not in alignment, they're a nobody. NPC, GTFO, my reality type shit. And we have to do our basic energy hygiene, cord cutting, salt baths, not being physically intimate with someone if you go on a date. And you can do scripting, you can do rewriting, active revision of anything in your life. So, to recap, the first point was practicing restriction of negative behaviors in your life, and it requires commitment and consistency to make positive changes and maintain a positive frequency. So, that was the first point. The second point was maintaining a connection to yourself. The third point was having a good self perception and being able to read people's intentions and being protective of yourself, because your time is money and money is time. And building confidence and self assurance and those aspects of your life that you need to function optimally in the world, personal growth and self development, and energy hygiene and protection. And these are the habits I incorporated into my life to be able to function optimally. They're very rooted into my lifestyle. And the fourth and the most important point is critical thinking skills, to take what resonate and see what advice applies to you. If it doesn't apply to you, don't take it, because there's a lot of shit on the internet that will convince you that you have to function its way, and it'll try to influence you, bargain for your time and bargain for space in your head. You'd have to negotiate your best way to be able to maintain that connection to yourself and see if it aligns with you or not. And so, the best point I could ever give you is critical thinking skills and being disturbingly intelligent and curating a life for yourself that is actually beneficial to the quality of life you desire, not rooted in truth. Because we can have false beliefs about ourselves that we think are true, but if we function according to that, it's not beneficial at all. We can have the secret belief we harbor that we're unworthy or unlovable, but and we think that's true. But if we function according to that, when is it ever gonna lead to making healthy choices in life? And the last point I want to give also is taking care of your appearance, your body, being a very centered person, being a very grounded, stable person, and having self respect most of all. I don't know why people are trying to manifest specific people who don't even reciprocate their feelings. But if you had self respect at all, you would not be scrambling to get them to notice you and put yourself in the radar of their consciousness. They would naturally love you if it was reciprocated and mutual. I don't know why people do that. I'm sorry. But have some self respect. Okay. That's a very good point. I'm going to see you guys later, and bye.